Now it's time for a little brief update about perseverance, ingenuity, and also curiosity. We're going to bring you a little curiosity today too. This is an older set of couple of inches, but I do just love it. I love it. It makes it look like, hey, little buddy, there you are. Indeed, we do have a new rover there. Those of you that have been not paying attention to Mars, and it brought a helicopter with it. That indeed is a little helicopter with, anyway, it hops around, solar powered. It's just fantastic. You might wonder, where are they? Well, there are their locations in Jezero Crater. The yellow is actually the path that the helicopter took. So each of those little lines is a different hop. It's done now 16 hops to various locations. It has been actually pretty useful for Perseverance to be able to scout the terrain ahead of where the rover is going to go. And you might say, well, where'd the rover go? First of all, the Ingenuity has been flying. Let's talk about the flight first. And you can see here a view down. You see the blades, or the lighter colored shadows there, and the darker colors, the body of the helicopter itself, the legs, the springy legs. And that's a shot down from the navigation camera on one of the flights. Let's bring an actual picture of the flight. Perseverance is able to see them. Do you see the helicopter over on the left-hand side? Well, I hope so. It's located right there. I don't know if you can see that. Let me get my laser pointer up. Laser pointer, and I'll circle our helicopter. There it is. And it's going to take off, start flying to the right here. It did a little spin. You see the legs spinning, and indeed, off it goes. So this was actually from the 13th flight. It was a difficult flight for Ingenuity. Flew higher and had to spin the rotors faster than it has needed to do in the past. The air's cooling down there a little bit, and I believe it's not summertime, so the atmosphere is not as dense that high up. So they're having to really move the blades quickly. And it also was a fast flight. They were testing some of the fast motion, and it was over some difficult terrain. So it comes back down. You'll notice, if this is the one that caught it, it does a little bounce when it lands. Yeah, did you catch that bounce at the end? Some folks wanted to know, why does it do that? And the answer is, they actually program it to land in a spot that's about a little bit further below the ground, because they don't want it to come in and have any ground effect where you get turbulence and it could get toppled over. If you come down and just hit one leg, you could pivot around that one leg. So it's kind of dangerous. You're better off coming down and landing with some authority, even if you bounce a little bit. So they do that on purpose. It's done to actually protect the craft. Now the rover, this is the path the rover's taken, and you can see it's been very similar than the path the helicopter took. It's not far from the helicopter. The helicopter is now going to head off back the direction it came and kind of head back towards the original landing site. Perseverance, this is the path that it has taken while it's there. Let's zoom out a little bit, and then let me show you the important feature here. This is that delta, that material that was dumped by what we think was flowing water. And right now, Perseverance is out in this region. Certainly, we think water flowed over this place too, but a lot of the rocks look like they were probably put down maybe by other processes. They might have been some of the original, what we call paving stones, where water flowed over it, but it wasn't deposited by the water, which is less interesting to the scientists. But they are still taking gorgeous images, of course, and we are seeing some evidence for layered terrain. Now, whether that terrain was laid down through the action of water and deposits in some sort of river, or this was laid down maybe by sand. It could be sandstorms and windstorms laying down dust over long periods of time. I'm not sure. This is why we're here to investigate it. But really neat shot from Perseverance. This just came down today. These are raw images. You can go to the raw image folder and just download them. Another shot of that kind of interesting looking layered-ish terrain there. It's amazing stuff to think that this is the quality of images we're getting from Mars, and the lovely tracks going off into the distance there. And remember, this is not a small rover. The wheelbase is about the same as a big SUV. The body of the rover is maybe the size of a Mini Cooper, but the wheelbase is pretty wide. It does not travel quickly, but it is making some distance. It's gone about 1.6 kilometers already. So making some progress on Mars, and yet still a ways to go. Did just recently take its 5th sample, doubled up on this one, high priority targets. They thought this rock was interesting enough to take 2 different samples of it. So now we're up to 5. We have plenty of sample containers still, so that's to come. We'll be taking more as we get to more and more interesting locations. Curiosity, stop selfie time. I took this 360 image. Well, Curiosity did. Maria Gordon Notch is that sort of notch off in the distance that Curiosity is going to head up and look over. Oh, let me get my laser pointer back on. That notch right here, Curiosity's going to head up and peek over that ridge and see what's on the other side and plan to continue to head up Mount Sharp that it's been going up. We're getting to more and more interesting terrain on Mount Sharp because Mount Sharp was laid down through wind and dust filling that crater and then has since been re-eroded. So it tells a story of Mars in ancient times, and we'll be able to see when was it wet, when was water involved, when was water not involved. So it's unlocking the past history of Mars as Curiosity climbs it. So check out that link. Make sure you stay in contact with Curiosity. A lot of fun stuff is going on there.